Hello, Rekha. How's London? Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Radhika ji. Hello, hello. Hi, Rekha. I wish I could invite you to this conversation, but this conversation is with flute maestro Shashank Subramanyam. And please stay on. It's going to be a really interesting conversation with Shashank about, the Music and More retreat that has been put together by the Heartfulness Institute. And it's sort of helmed by Shashank. I'm waiting for Shashank to join this conversation. Oh, Shashank is here. You'll be live with me. I see a lot of uh, known faces. Hi, Shruti. Um, feels like old times. Um, yeah, there you are. Hi.
Hi,
Good
how are
morning.
you? Good morning.
How's
Oh,
New York?
good evening to you anyway.
How's New York, Shashank?
Good, good. I'm in Raleigh, Durham actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
said New York Times, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Last
Lovely.
night I had a concert, so
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Shashank, for joining this conversation. I thought that it would be lovely to speak with you to get a sense of what is planned for the Music and More retreat by the Heartfulness Institute.
Mhm.
So I'm going to really start off by asking you a little bit about your association with the Heartfulness Institute itself.
Um, you my association with them, began in 1994
Oh,
when um, our previous master was known as Parthasarathi
mm-hmm.
Rajagopalachari. It was called Sri Ramchandra Mission,
Okay.
which later became Heartfulness under our present Master
Okay.
Daji. So I've been a member of Heartfulness for the last 30 plus years.
Wow.
And this has been an
I
amazing
can imagine.
journey. Yeah,
Great.
because I always believe that music and spirituality, meditation, they all go hand in hand.
Right, for
So,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but Shashank, I just want to at this point sort of detract a little bit and ask you, don't you believe that music itself is a meditative process? What I'm asking is, do artists also need to like really meditate? Because don't you think when they perform or practice their art, that in itself is a form of meditation, right?
Certainly, I do believe that. But then again, music as a medium for those who listen to music, for them it may be a, we can
Meditative.
associate meditative or spiritual or whatever. But for practitioners of music, it's a job on
Yeah,
hand. It
that's
is an
true.
intense job.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to look at it from another perspective where you also need detoxing from music.
Right, for sure. Yeah,
So it's not always music itself can't detox you because music is an intense process, especially for performers like me. Many nights we can't sleep if we didn't do the job right, or if certain ragas come back to keep haunt you. So
no,
it
I can
is,
imagine.
it can be a very mentally taxing experience
For sure.
being a musician.
Yeah,
So for a listener, the way he will look at it is, yes, it's one more process
yeah.
of getting into a meditative state or a spiritual state or something that can lighten their minds and but not always with a musician.
Right, right. Shashank, tell me a bit about what, according to you, has been at the core and sort of the crux of the Heartfulness Institute, and what have been your key takeaways from it?
No, first of all, there's nobody who can tell anybody in the heartfulness you have to be like this or like that. There's
Okay,
not very regimental.
okay, okay.
So that's one thing I really like about our, and nobody insists on when you meditate, how you meditate. I mean, it is a relation between you and your meditation practice. So there is,
Fantastic.
and then there's no religion associated. We are a very beautiful community.
Right.
So yeah, and also music has somehow kept us also together
Mm.
because our master Daji
Mm.
currently is a great classical music lover,
Okay.
and the previous master also, of course, was very knowledgeable with Carnatic music and other forms of music.
Right.
So it has been a kind of a, although I can't say it's a full-time tradition at the ashram, but yes, a lot of music has been part of ashram's activities, and our masters have been very supportive of good music.
Right.
And one thing very good about our current master Daji is also that he supports mainly classical music, and he likes classical music to flourish, and that's one thing that binds music and meditation
Mhm.
also.
Yeah, great. Shashank, tell me a little bit about this music and more retreat in Hyderabad. Is this the first of its
Well,
kind?
for many years now, Daji has been talking about a music school,
Mm.
and in some form, there is some music happening at the ashram. So he
Mm.
wanted for a long time. He had been telling me start something, and then with Prashant and others, they took the lead, and then I said I would love to be a part of this.
Right.
So this is how we have put together. Just a first step, I should say,
Right.
because if it becomes a successful thing, which I'm sure it will be, a lot more wonderful things can come through. Because what currently we need also is not everybody doesn't need to practice music for the sake of becoming a performer
Right.
or to present concerts
Right.
everywhere, but it's also an important thing for you to learn about the music that is prevailing in your country, that is
Right.
part of your tradition,
Right.
and it's also it's a great thing. And for students who come to the ashram, the takeaway also is it's a kind of a overall wellness kind of a
Right.
thing.
Right.
So they can meditate, they can be part of a music happening. It's like spending a good summer doing something very interesting. Yeah.
No, I'm sure. Shashank, I noticed that the diversity of the artists who are going to be there is pretty phenomenal. Like you have Hindustani musician, you have a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Yeah.
There- So it's like I just want to understand. Like, are they going to be talking? Are they going to be like teaching? Just to understand the format.
Yeah, I mean, initially we thought there was a lot of interest for vocal
Hmm.
music, and then so therefore there's a male vocalist, there's a female vocalist in both the
Okay.
genres, like Hindustani and Carnatic, and
Right.
then there is and our master is quite fond of the flute, so we just thought we will begin with it, but I mean, ideally we would like to include more instruments like sitar, sarod, and maybe tabla, mridangam, and that is going to come in the years to come. So this is, we're trying to make it as comprehensive as possible in terms of the learning experience. So the students who think they knew everything and were not getting to,
Mm.
improving, maybe can polish their skills by the days will start with practice sessions, introduction to ragas, then the concepts in
Mm.
music, and then for those who are interested in a bit more advanced,
Mm.
so we are going to also carve out some time for them for one-on-one sessions maybe,
Right.
if they need some help, and there's also music appreciations in the evening
Mm.
where each artist will be interviewed and a bit more about their music, their life, and then they will also share something more about music, maybe how to appreciate a concert, for instance, or how to appreciate a rhythm sequence being presented by a musician. What is a mukta? What is a swara kalpana, maybe, or what is an alap?
Right.
So, and also, um yeah, so something like this. Yes.
Right. So Shashank, I also noticed that the range of the people, the age group of the people it's open to is pretty wide, right? So from 7 years and above, right? So so adults and children sort of immerse in this together, correct?
That is the idea. That's the idea,
Hmm.
really, and that's
Hmm.
why we have just set out to do the basics and the mid-level.
Okay.
We will eventually get to the more advanced level too,
Right.
but that will happen over a period of time because music is a huge field, as you know.
Right.
So there's too much in music to learn.
Right.
Even as performers, we learn on the job
Right.
every day.
Right.
Um, so it's always very hard to pinpoint where to begin or where to how to carry it forward because it's
Right.
always a challenge.
Right.
And so this particular thing is interesting because the children can at that age have very good grasping
Hmm. Hmm.
power. So we are hopeful that a few of the students would come even at a basic level at sevens and eights and tens or whatever can keep it up or get interested in this so that they keep at it
Right.
over a period of
Right.
time. And also, uh, uh, the idea is that they can keep in touch with the same gurus if they like to continue,
Yeah.
and the same gurus can come back again next year
Right.
or later this year. I mean, depending on how it all
Yeah. Yeah.
goes, we are
Yeah.
planning to have more sessions,
Right.
and then build the program. It always
Yeah.
takes an
Time.
effort
Yeah. Yeah.
to,
Of course. Of course.
and in art, honestly, if you know Sangeet Research Academy,
Hmm.
for instance, in Calcutta, these are all some fantastic institutions. But in Carnatic music, we do not have an institution
Like
like
that.
this. So it is
Okay.
also, and one Sangeet Research Academy can't be serving everybody.
Correct. Correct.
We need a Sangeet Research
Multiple.
Academy
Yeah.
kind of quality, even for the basic and mid levels.
For
There's
sure.
nothing like a conservatory. There's nothing like an institution which teaches you uh, very good quality of music. See, everybody has individual programs here and there for the sake of music appreciation and other things. But I have always noticed that we do lack institutions that can teach this art form at a very professional level. So the eventual plan of Daji, as he has conveyed it to me many times, is to build a classy institution which teaches good quality classical music.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the idea.
Fantastic. And do you believe, Shashank, that learning in a sort of in an ambience like this, like the headquarters of the Heartfulness Institute in Hyderabad, is supposed to be really really beautiful. Do you believe that, especially in the world that we live in, where we shut out the external noise and actually sort of congregate in a quiet place like this, do you believe that just the way we learn gets like just is just so much more beautiful?
Oh, yes, yes. See, I've been part of retreats like this in many places,
Right.
especially abroad.
Right.
We have done many retreats
Right.
in UK and other places. And I do believe that it does, I mean, a lot for, participants. And it's
Right.
also, it's like you carve out a whole week and you do just this. You're in an environment that encourages you to kind of express that one part of music that you have in you that you've been unable to address.
Tap
So
into. Yeah.
a lot of people are caught up in corporate worlds, and they always have this intention that, oh, I love this music. My mother used to sing music. My father
Mm.
used to sing this when so it's just something that I would like to
Yeah. Yeah.
pursue, but I haven't had a chance
Yeah.
to do. So this is kind of I would say an opportunity to do that.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And also, it's also a wholesome experience. It's not some place where you need to look for an accommodation facility or a good place to practice. And so this is a perfect facility which gives you everything. It's also what you can also think of it as a spiritual retreat. You kind of look inward,
Mm.
within you to seek that music, meditation, wellness. It's kind of It gives you a wholesome
Perspective and
experience.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah, and away from the
absolutely.
daily chores
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
caught up
No,
in.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Just personally, finally, I'll just ask you one question, Shashank. Finally, what, why do you like to teach? Like, why do you like to share your music with a younger future generation?
Um, You see, in India, one thing that really bothers me is that despite all these movements like Spikmake, which have done phenomenal work, really, um, there is still at a fundamental level, there is a program that is lacking because the awareness of music as an excellent thing to be aware of. In the West, wherever you go, every child gets to play some instrument, whether it's part of the tradition or not. It's an important aspect that has never been considered in India at a serious level. So, because every parent ends up thinking academics is the only thing that is going to get them through, but they don't understand that music is a beautiful aspect that adds on to their, great value to their,
Absolutely.
personality or well-being
Yeah.
or development.
Overall
So
development.
I always feel that artists in India should do a lot to spread the music. It need not be that everybody becomes a performer. It is
Correct.
impossible.
Yeah, yeah.
But we should be, as a population, knowledgeable about the music that surrounds us.
Absolutely.
India as a country will not be recognized purely because of software engineers or doctors or these
Yeah.
things.
That's
India
right.
has more of a cultural identity, the Taj Mahal maybe, that's the food and the music. It's an
Right.
integral, I mean, it's an identity of the country.
Right.
So it is very important for uh, the population to be aware of your region, the music that is
Yeah.
prevalent in your region. For instance, I go to schools, many government schools especially, where they have no clue about classical music. They have no clue about instruments. They will have been seeing some instruments for the first time in their lives. So when is all that going to happen? So unless although the um, uh, although the government tries hard, I don't think they have been able to go beyond the aspect of teaching them just some patriotic songs
Mm.
as a mere formality.
Right.
They have not exposed the children to the goodness of music
Sure.
and
Yeah.
art forms. It is very important. I mean, it is not just about classical music. It's also about the folk art, the kind of art that is prevalent in your region.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of what
Yeah.
it is because that is
Yeah.
the identity of who
Yeah.
you and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Great. Shashank,
So
thank you so much.
this is the very reason why I like to
Yeah.
teach. I like to go and spread the music as much as possible, and I do this even to in schools in America. I have done demonstrations in school,
Mm.
primary schools, high schools
Mm.
across Europe. I've done
Yeah.
so. It's an important. It has been an important
Of,
part of me
yeah.
for a very long time. I was
Okay.
one of the youngest artists in Spikmake to have played for them more than 1,000 concerts. I've done since my age of 11 for Speak Mackay, going to schools, teaching little music, sharing with the children, and it has been a great experience. And this is what I'd like to continue. And I see that Heartfulness has a large
Vision.
scope to do that because
Yeah.
they have a good facility, they have a
Right.
good, and our master is encouraging us all to, take it forward. And
Yeah. That's great.
I'm really hopeful that,
Yeah.
yeah, and people also like to, I mean, it will be a wonderful exposure for them to meditate
For
and
sure.
music, and
Yeah.
it's going to be brilliant.
Great. Um, looking forward to it, Shashank, and wishing this retreat the very best. Thank you so much for taking time out
Thank
and
you, and
having this
we have
conversation.
some very good teachers, as you
Yes,
know, in the
that's right.
retreat, and all they're all very good teachers, performers. So they
Right.
will, and being a part of this program, we will also, grow with it perhaps into the next programs where we're going to get more wider varieties. Depending on the success of this.
Yes.
But anyways,
Wishing you the
I'm
very
also looking
best.
forward to being there. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you,
Shashank. Thank
Akila.
you so
Nice
much.
talking to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
likewise. Bye.